Welcome everyone. It's been a while since we have made a video on this channel, but nonetheless, I hope you have all been working on yourself, improving yourself, and becoming the best version of yourself, and guiding yourself towards generational excellence. Generational excellence being creating a world and society that has more knowledge, wisdom, and opportunities than you did. Okay, let's begin. So, as you know, the world is changing. The world has been changing. Lots has been going on. The talk, new governments coming into power, right? Negotiations being done worldwide, okay? You've got files and stuff, documents that are apparently about to be released at some point in time, right? In some sense, you could say the truth is starting to be revealed. We don't know, but so many different events have been taking place within the world. And one summary or one conclusion that you can get from this is that the world is confused. Most of us are confused. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who to believe. We don't know what to subscribe to, what not to subscribe to. We don't know what information is true, what information is false. It's hard to distinguish anything nowadays with all the different, opinions and all the different factions, you could say, that make up this reality right now. So, how do you stop the confusion? Well, if you understand everything, right? No one can understand everything, but, stay with me. Basically, what you're seeing is that everything is trying to make you look outwards. Do you get it? They're trying to make you search outwards for answers, search outwards for who to believe, for truth. And it is disconnecting you from looking inwards, okay? You have to look inwards. If you want to know the truth, look inwards first. Start with yourself, look inwards, find out who you are, find out whether or not you are truly aligned with generational excellence or not. You understand? Once you know who you are and you've looked into yourself and you've done that inwards work, then all the outward stuff starts to fall into place. All the outward stuff makes sense. You have a better level of discernment. You can make decisions. You can see through the truths and the lies. Why? Because you can see through yourself. Now, I get to some people this may sound like, okay, but what are you talking about? How is this, looking inwards going to give you all the answers? How is looking inwards really going to help, you change the world? Well, first of all, if you want to change the world, welcome to the channel. Subscribe. But second of all, doing the inner work, right, is going to equip you for the battles that may take place in your life, but also the battles against certain forces forces that are out there in this, if you want to call it a matrix, right? Because there is going to be so many people trying to, people with different agendas trying to sway you, trying to make you do certain things, and you really have to have conviction towards generational excellence, conviction towards making a better world to see that through. Because there are so many people that you would class as successful but who are not aligned with generational excellence, or who even don't see the full picture, or they get to a certain level of success and then they fall off. Why? Because they don't have a greater mission to strive for. If you never want to fall off in life, your mission has to be greater than yourself. I'll be honest, it has to be greater than just, buying your family a home, having freedom of time, freedom of wealth, all that stuff. It has to be greater than that. If you really never want to fall off, you have to serve the people. You have to build generational excellence and commit to continually building that. Why? Because with generational excellence, there's always going to be work to done, because you can always improve. Each generation can always get better, and then you're going to have your work cut out for you. You see, this is why, when you see certain celebrities and stuff indulging in materials and luxuries or whatever you want to call it, right? In a sense, when they're spending all their money on that, that is basically telling you, and not all, but most of them, basically telling you that they, when it comes to their bigger purpose, they're kind of a bit lost. Because if they weren't lost, then they would know exactly, what their next steps are, where they're spending the money, what they're trying to build to, create generational excellence. And in another video, we can talk about certain things you can do once, you've made it, or once you've got yourself to a sustainable position to then continue to create generational excellence. Okay, so stay tuned. If you want that video, let me know in the comments. But as you can see, really, you have to become a person that is able to create generational excellence. And that starts by doing the inner work. So let's start talking about the inner work now. What inner work do you need to do to avoid all this confusion, right? Avoid, all the traps that society is trying to make you, fall into. And how can you really become your best self? Now, the answer is not clear cut. There are so many gurus out there, right, who are going to tell you, wake up early, do meditation, do this, do that. But really and truly, they are not you. Really and truly, the only one who knows how to create generational excellence and how you can become your best self is you. You can get ideas from other people, but the true routine or regimen that you need to follow, right, is actually going to come down to you, believe it or not. And if you do this correctly, you are going to create your own unique self-fulfillment path. It's going to be slightly different to everyone else's because you are your own individual, right? You are crafting your own path. Okay, you're not going to be a clone of these other influencers and then get trapped into another rat race where you're all trying to be this influencer or that influencer or the next, You're going to be doing your own thing and cultivating your own pathway. And that is the beauty of generational excellence and this regimen, right? Even though it's not a regimen, it's more of a framework, if you want to call it so. So how do you create this framework? Well, first of all, you need to look inwards. You need to find out what it is that you want to become. And I'm not just talking about career-wise. I'm talking about characteristics. What type of man or woman do you want to become? What type of work do you want to do? Not just career-wise, but work in terms of for the world. How do you want to better the world? How do you want to change the world? What impact do you want to have in the world? Okay? And then you also need to look into other things, other traits that you want. What skills do you want? What things do you want to learn that you think will benefit you? What do you want to build? What type of family do you want to build? Do you understand? What type of brain do you want to craft? Do you understand? You have to come up with all these things, brainstorm it. And once you've brainstormed all of these things, you can now start to formulate it into a routine. And this routine isn't going to be set in stone. It may change throughout the years as you reach certain points and you gain certain achievements. The routine is going to change. It's going to adapt and be flexible. But what that means is that once you've got this brainstorm of things, you can start asking yourself, okay, to achieve this or to become this certain type of person, what time do I need to wake up in the morning? Do I need to meditate? Do I need to go gym to become this type of person? What subjects do I need to study? What do I need to learn? And you can, from there, craft your own self-improvement pathway that is unique to you, right? The framework is going to be kind of the same for everyone in terms of how you arrive at this conclusion, but the routine for everyone is going to be super different. Do you understand? Now, that being said, don't be afraid to try someone else's routine. Like if you're watching a self-improvement YouTuber, influencer, try it out for yourself. How are you going to know if it works if you never tried it? So try it out for yourself. But remember, you are not them in the sense that you are your own person. You are going to do your own unique greatness. And from there, when you really subscribe to that, you're going to become great. Because look at it, lots of the clones, right? The clones of these influencers, if you notice, they never make it as big as the main influencer, right? Of course, because they're cloning. They're being a clone. They're trying to do what's already been done. It's the people who break barriers and become pioneers due to their own cultivated path, right? Who become the great ones. And if that is you watching, I know it's you watching. I can feel it. then you need to create your own routines, right? Become the best version of yourself and cultivate your own self-improvement path, okay? And that is the magical thing about this, about generational excellence. So, of course, there's going to be more to come on generational excellence. If you want me to dive deeper, let me know what you think, in the comments. But overall, what I'm saying is this world, is going crazy. And it's at times like this where you need to sit down for a second and do the inner work. Watch what is going on, right? And see where, what the agendas are in society, where they're trying to lead you. Why are they saying this? Why do they want you to think like this? Question everything. I say this all the time, but question everything. Cultivate your own path of self-improvement, right? And from there, you'll start to see opportunities for yourself where you can make your mark. Look through into the gaps that are, going to start to show up in society. Where can you make your mark? How can you make your imprint? And from there, my friends, my family, my brothers, my sisters, you will be on the path to generational excellence. If you like this, then just let me know if you want me to do more on the topic of generational excellence or anything else you want me to cover, because generational excellence is a wholesome subject. It encompasses all aspects of life to really create this. And at the end of the day, why generational excellence? For the sake of excellence, we want to create a society that can outlive the death of the universe, essentially. And the only way we can do that is if we work together through generational excellence. That's what I believe. But let me know in the comments below. It's been a great day, and I'll see you guys soon.